Do you like watching gory pregnancy horror films that are just a little hard to watch? Then this one might be for you. Stay tuned in a sec. Well, hello there, horror fans. This is AJ Horror here to give you a new movie review and a little bonus material at the end of a compare and contrast sort of thing that you might want to stay tuned for. I'm going to jump into it real quick. The movie that I chose to review today is The First Omen. Came out very recently. This one is 2 hours. It's got a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, 65% from the fans. Let me just jump into this. This is Arkosh Stevenson's movie debut as a director and a writer of this one. She's done a little bit of TV shows. Channel Zero, she directed in 2018. So looking forward to more movies from her. This one's got a few writers. We got Tim Smith. I believe this is his debut as well. Keith Thomas, who did the directing and screenwrite for The Vigil. And of course, we got Arkosh Stevenson. Cast, moving along here. Nell Tiger Free, which I think is an awesome name. It plays Margaret in this one, the lead role. She was in Settlers and Game of Thrones as Myrcella Baratheon, I believe. Moving on, I'm just going to name a couple actors because there's a lot of people in it, but I didn't know a ton of them. This gentleman is a pretty well-known name in the horror genre. We got Ralph Ineson, who plays Father Brennan in this. He's in The Witch, Brahms, The Boy 2. I'm going to just jump into this. So, as we all know, or probably know, this is a prequel to The Omen. I feel like I purposely didn't watch any of the older films because I didn't want to, be my mind to just be like, oh, well, they didn't do this right, or this, that. So I just came into it fresh, decided, you know what, I'm just going to watch this one. And I did, and here we go. There's a lot here. Basically, this one follows Margaret, who's just a sister who's trying to become a nun, I believe, to get ordained. And she's seen stuff, or she was seeing stuff when she was younger, and she's had to move around, and has been helped by this priest that made her better, whatever. Is kind of what it explains it. And they're at this orphanage where they take care of these kids and stuff. And there's some disturbing kind of things happening there. Or there's a specific girl that Carlita that is a bad girl. Like they send her to the bad room, and that's kind of where the story sort of takes off. Is Margaret's trying to connect with Carlita, and oddly enough, the nuns there are kind of not too hot on that, which gets you kind of wondering, like, so is there something deeper going on there? And there is, but I'm going to really try not to spoil this. I mean, there's not too much to spoil. I won't give away the ending. I will say the way that they have the devil or jackal in this is really, really cool effects, really, really cool style of doing it, and kind of not showing it so much so that you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's I don't know, it's more effective when it's not shown as much. And I will say there is a surprise in the end. I mean, obviously. But I was like, oh, wow. I kind of had to look this one up too, but I'm not going to say it because it would spoil it. But that's the basic. I mean, most people know the basic story of The Omen. I'm not going to go too deep into that. I will say there's some pregnancy stuff in here that gets pretty graphic, and wow, yeah, that's I don't know how ladies do it, man. That's a very very difficult. Oh man, I think I would faint if I was seeing some of the things in reality in this movie. Oh man, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to go over. I will say this one's well acted. Um, Nell Tiger Freeze does a very nice job. I hope she's in a lot more horror movies in the future, and they may make some more of these films in a different style. If Arkash Stevenson feels like doing that, which sounds like she does, so that's exciting for the future. Trying to think of what else do I need to say. That it's kind of it's a shocking film. There's some scenes that I'm just like, jeez, wow. I mean, especially if you've seen the trailer, I mean, the scene that's basically super popular is one of the nuns standing up on like the, not on a roof, but on the top floor outside, and she's smiling, like you're like, oh, something happens here, and I mean, it basically, I mean, it's kind of I don't want to say a tribute to the other Omen films, The Maid or whatever, but that was a pretty effective scene. There's some jump scares that like were pretty freaky, pretty creepy. And again, it is a little bit of a slow burn, not gonna lie, but totally fine with that. It was a well done film, and I'll probably see it again just because I probably missed some things in it. It kind of has a mystery feel to it as well, because you know what's gonna happen, but you kind of are like, okay, they might change up the lore a little bit, and it's a little bit different. It's refreshing. I like that aspect of it, and that's about what I got to say for this. I would definitely recommend you go see this in theaters. It's pretty dang good. But here's my bonus material here. So I saw Immaculate, a few weeks ago, something like that. And then I saw this one today, and I just want to compare and contrast. A lot of people may disagree with me, and please let me know in the comments if you do. But I will say I liked Immaculate a lot better. This has some similarities, but I feel like Immaculate was just paced better, and just like the shock of it, of what happens, is so much like, I don't want to say more insane, but just like it hit me harder than the Omen, because I already knew. I mean, what's kind of basically what's gonna happen, or what is happening, and how the story goes, whatever. But yeah, Immaculate just, man, took the cake on that one. I still think that's my favorite movie of 2024. And another, I feel like there's a lot of I know I said this in the intro, but there's a lot of pregnancy style horror movies. It seems like a trend this year. That could be for multiple reasons. I won't get into that. But I like it, I think. And American Horror Story, the new season, is about pregnancy, and I think the new episodes just showed up on Hulu. If you're interested in seeing that, I like this season. I like Emma Roberts. I think she's a good actress. But that's about all I've got for this one. Hope you enjoyed this review. Hopefully it was helpful, and I didn't go on too long. Slash that subscribe button if you don't mind, and I'll see you next time.